What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dawg House Podcast with your hosts, JayRod and
JDawg.
We are back at it again. What episode are we on? I feel like we're closing in on 50, right?
43 or 42. If you want to count the gaming vlogs, we're on like 43 or 44.
I'll count them. I'll count them.
It's like 44, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Fucking beautiful. Thank you all for the support. We always appreciate it. With that being said, what's going on today?
You got a haircut.
Yes, I did get a haircut. Did you know that I got a haircut, or did you notice?
I noticed now.
Okay,
I noticed on your stories, but I didn't know if that was old video content you made, just reposting it. So I wasn't really sure until I saw you in person. Now I got a haircut.
Yeah, I got a haircut, and then I came into training, and literally no one noticed aside from Tony and Damien.
Really?
Tony and Damien. This is like the shortest my hair has
been. I was gonna say I noticed instantly
in over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony and Damien were like, "Oh, did you get a haircut?" And then like no one. Ethan, Nicky Rod, nothing. I live with Nicky Rod. He sees me every day.
Maybe they just don't care.
Yeah. We're at Chipotle. I'm talking to Ethan. I'm like talking about my haircut. I was like, "Oh yeah, haircut this." And Ethan's like, "You got a haircut or you're getting a haircut?" And I'm like, I got a haircut.
I got a haircut. Okay, so maybe they just didn't notice.
yeah, they just didn't notice. I thought that was funny, but
How does that make you feel? Spending money on a haircut and no one notices.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I did it out of just for this trip. Like I don't know how my hair is gonna be, and I want to have the windows down and have my hair not blow into my fucking eyes.
All right, that makes sense.
So yeah, I got a haircut pretty low this time. But yeah. Speaking of the road trip, packing today. We leave tomorrow, 6 a.m.
I saw in your camping gear.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So Nicky Rod will be staying in a hotel every single day because, he has a baby and a dog that's can't handle, adversity. And, and obviously a woman to take care of. I have a woman as well and a dog, but my dog can handle adversity.
You're bringing a dog?
Yeah. Kenai.
Oh, the
Payne's dog.
Oh, Payne's dog.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'll bring her dog. So he'll be on the road with us for 3 weeks.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be.
That's gonna be an interesting 3 weeks.
Yeah. He's I guess I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast before. He's got some issues. The dog's got some issues. He's about 6 years old. Every dog trainer she's ever taken the dog to, they've told her to put the dog down because he's awesome. He's very well trained, and he's a great dog. He listens, everything. With that being said, he has an issue. It's almost like a parasite or like an actual screw is loose in his brain where the dog just snaps and tries to rip your face off. It's very, and like I can see it now. When I first met him, I couldn't read him, but now I can read him. I know when he's like snapping or like turning.
Oh,
really? He's like a fucking, like his eyes just changed. And he's like, "Who are you?
Really?
I'm gonna eat you now."
Wow. Has he lashed out at you before? Like out of nowhere?
At the beginning, yeah, he would see me and be like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you in my house?"
Isn't that any normal dog?
Any normal dog. But he'll also do that to like just people that
even people he knows. Or sometimes?
Yeah. He'll like he hasn't done it to me, but we're just always aware like that he can do it. Like I never let him like fucking get in my face or anything just because it's like he could just snap and then eat me.
That's going to be an interesting partner to have along on camping trip.
Yeah. So with that being said, we'll put him in a crate.
Okay.
He's got a big old crate. And we'll put him in there while I'm driving so I don't have to fucking worry about defending my face.
I was going to say,
driving.
Right here.
Yeah, for sure. So he'll be in a crate.
You bring the truck?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you got plenty of room back there.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah. So we got the Raptors, taking the Raptors out. We'll be going to the Moab desert, so we're going to do a bunch of off-road shit. I'm going camping. So I'm like, at some point, I'm going to set up we're going to go to some national park. And I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm sleeping here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking lay all my shit out, open up my tent, sleep there for the night. I got stuff to cook like a meal as well. So maybe
really?
I'll like over there, grab some like raw food and then cook it over there. Yeah.
Where's the Moab Desert? Which state is that?
Utah, baby. I'm very excited to go there.
Dude, you've been to Utah?
I was in Utah just for like 2 days for the Nicky Rod seminar and then right before Fight Pass.
Okay.
But I mean, I loved it there.
Really?
But I haven't gotten to like explore or anything. But it's beautiful. You're like walking out of Target and there's just fucking gorgeous mountains just surrounding you. And it's greenery as well. I'm assuming there's gonna be a bit of snow over there as well by the time we're over there.
Damn.
Possibly. But
have you seen that guy on YouTube? Or he's like skinny white guy, older glasses, almost like a nerd looking. He's out in the snow all the time surviving.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude's sick.
Yeah,
like
I'm subscribed to him.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
He's just out there in the middle of nowhere, but he's very educated on what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's very just like, he's not overdoing it. He's not like naked out there, like, I'm trying to survive naked.
Yeah.
And he's got all the right equipment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool.
He makes bread out there. You haven't seen him make bread.
He makes bread.
He makes bread while he's out there.
What?
It looks so fucking good.
Does he only do cold weather?
Well, he's always in Alaska, so the majority is cold.
Bread,
but
wow.
He'll fucking have like ferment bread or whatever while he's out there, and he'll be like, all right, I'm gonna add water to this. Tomorrow it's gonna be all puffed up. So then I'll cook it tomorrow.
That's sick.
It's it's awesome.
Man, I want to do that one day. Try and survive like in the cold like that.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Yeah, for sure. I would some stuff like that on the bucket list. But starting off with, surviving for a night.
Regular, just one night underground.
Yeah. Myself, some fucking basic, supplies, utensils.
I mean, we were able to do it with just sleeping bag and like we had some trail mix.
We raw dogged it, but that was super raw. But that wasn't like thriving.
But we survived the night.
That was also a campsite.
We survived.
We did survive.
We survived in a tsunami zone.
Was that a tsunami zone?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. It was all in the posters. Remember I pointed out when we were trying to like figure out how to open up the gate with our code?
Oh.
I was like, bro, this is like there's like tsunami warning signs here.
Yeah. I really wish I would have had these magnets. My ears were messed up. Okay, we are back. Sorry, guys, we had some technical difficulties, but where were we at?
We survived the night in the tsunami zone, Hawaii.
That's right.
Cowboy camping. So I think you'll be okay.
I think we'll be okay. The only issue is it's going to be like 20 degrees outside. That's what I was waiting for.
Really, is that cold in Utah? So you're going. Utah is quite a bit back up north. So you're right there in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cold at night. With that being said, I bought a little heater. I think it's called like a little.
So you weren't able to find a heated blanket like with battery
I didn't
operated?
even look for it because I was like heated blanket or like I already have 2 sleeping bags. I have a sleeping bag that I bought in Hawaii, and I have another sleeping bag that I bought for here when we were supposed to go camping, but we didn't.
Hey, it's still happening.
It's gonna happen.
Big Bend.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking after December is a good time.
Yeah, after December, you'll have more camping expertise to bring along on our trip.
Exactly, more experience.
Yep.
But yeah, I already have sleeping bags and stuff, so I think we'll be fine. We'll just bring some. I'm not gonna do a mattress. I kind of like sleeping on hard shit.
On the ground.
Yeah.
I wish my mattress was firmer.
I got a firm one.
You got a firm mattress?
Yeah. If I sleep on anything that's too soft, my back is killing me.
My back kills me every morning.
Bro, I can't do that. When I wake up, I'm just like,
it hurts to turn.
Yeah.
And it takes like at least half the day for it to kind of get back to normal.
Yeah, even sitting down in like a certain like posture, it kills me sometimes.
Do you sleep on your stomach?
Fuck no.
Wow, no. Sorry.
I don't. There's got to be less than 10% of the world that does that.
What?
Bro, I mean, you guys tell me.
Do y'all do tummy time? I sleep tummy time.
Let me look this up.
I do.
What percentage of the world sleeps on their belly?
How the hell is it gonna know this?
All right, what's the position that you guess?
What percentage? Mm-hmm. I'd probably say at least 40% sleep on their stomach.
7.
Oh, so I'm special. I like that.
It says about 7 to 17% of the adult population sleeps on their stomach. 74% sleeps on their side, and 10% sleeps on their back. You are a rare breed, brother. You're a rare breed.
Hold on. Okay.
You think sleeping on your belly is good for your back?
No, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's just so comfy to me to fall asleep, but then I wake up and I'm fucked.
I'm like,
I'm like, why did it feel so good? I'm falling asleep. But so I mix it up. There are times where I fall asleep on my back, and then there's times where I fall asleep on my side. So I mix it up a lot, but there is a good bit of times where I will fall asleep on my stomach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I like to sleep with like an arm up underneath.
Bro, your arm doesn't fall asleep?
Yeah, I've had that happen to me before.
If my arm stays like this for too long, my arm will just turn off.
My left one does that. As long as I go to bed with my right one up, then I'm fine. If I fall a bit my left one up, then it will go sleep like that.
3 o'clock in the morning, your arm just feels.
I told you about that story, right? Where I did, right?
I think so.
I felt my own hand. I thought it was someone else's hand.
Yeah.
I jumped up.
Yeah,
dude, that's scary.
Jesus.
But okay, so you like laying. You don't want to bring a mattress because you like laying on the hard ground.
I'll lay on the hard ground. Put some blankets down, to like a little bit of cushion, but like we got a sleeping bag. We'll be wearing hoodies.
You'll be in the sand. You'll be in the desert.
Probably. I don't know. I don't know what the terrain's
I think it's more like Texas desert, like dry.
Okay.
Like dry hard ground is what I'm thinking.
See. We will see.
Yeah. Did you see the heater? I saw on one of the videos of that. I wish I knew his name.
I feel like it's the Outdoor Boys or something.
Yeah, I hate not giving credit to cool people who deserve to have their name spoken. But
I'll find
this guy, second. You know what I'm talking about. There's a video where he had to create his own heater, and he just had a metal box.
Yeah, and he puts like little pieces of wood.
Little woods, but he has aluminum foil that he wraps with like it makes like a tube with rubber bands. Yeah, and then puts it out the tent, so it's like puts the smoke, dude. Yeah. And it was so like raw, but worked.
The Outdoor Boys.
Yeah, that's him.
Outdoor Boys. Here we go.
Outdoor Boys. Go subscribe to that guy. He's cool.
Yeah, this guy has good content. Pretty cool content. Dude, holy shit!
What?
10 million subscribers.
Ooh.
Worthy.
So we gotta start doing more outdoor content.
Look at this. 26 million views. 25 million views. 11 million
on his views. I mean on his videos.
On one video.
God dang.
On like each video. 26.
Hey Jim, you're going with Jay 16, out camping in Utah. Okay, you're
45 million. Holy shit,
dude! We should vlog that. That's the dogs wild. Try and survive a weekend at Big Bend.
God damn. Yeah, we should.
That would be sick.
We should. The Dawg House funds a camping trip. Yeah. We got to be able to afford it first.
Yeah.
What else is going on? What are you doing? How's your knee?
My knee's feeling better. Today will be the first day I get back on the mat.
Back on the mat, just teaching?
Just teaching, just drilling, or teaching really. I'll get back to drilling tomorrow. I feel comfortable enough to drill.
So you feel pretty fucking good then.
I feel pretty good.
Beautiful.
I tried to like do some stuff like dynamic movements today in the gym. Like quick, that bothered my knee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like explosiveness, like side to side. But it can bear a lot more weight now without feeling unstable. So I was like, that's all I really needed to feel to drill.
Progress.
Yeah.
Progress.
So,
I have questions on my
okay.
Instagram story.
All right.
If you want to go over some stuff.
I have a few topics to go over today, but we can do that now.
Let's touch this. Let's touch this real quick.
Can I have some of these mangoes?
Yeah, dude, digging. I don't know how much there is
Oh,
left.
my lord. There's like one left.
Take it. All right, let's see these responses. Pork roll or Taylor ham?
Who?
You're not from Jersey. Pork roll or Taylor ham?
Oh,
Do you know?
pork roll.
Pork roll or Taylor ham? What do you call it?
What's a Taylor ham?
It's the same thing.
Oh, I call it pork roll.
Okay, I call it pork roll as well. I think Taylor ham is like a North Jersey thing.
Yeah, I've never heard that term.
Yeah. I've heard it, but only from people from North Jersey. So,
The damn pork roll.
do you still train wrestling?
Do I? Oh, yes. Like, I drill wrestling every week.
Oh, you drill wrestling every week. Okay, I was consider that training then. Yeah, training.
Yeah, I don't train specifically like folk style, like rule set wrestling stuff like that. But I practice wrestling all the time every week in jiu-jitsu.
I pretty much never train wrestling.
You do in jiu-jitsu?
I do in jiu-jitsu, but it's all live stuff. I don't really drill.
Oh, like drill jiu-jitsu?
I mean, just the question just says do or train. Or like I don't really. I mean, I do wrestling
drill
exchanges.
Nowhere near as much. I get a lot of my drilling and live when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah. A lot of gay questions.
Don't skip the embarrassing ones.
Okay. Is it gay if I'm the top? I'm trying to prove my dad wrong.
All right, skip next one.
What is the hardest thing when transitioning from wrestling to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? This is a good question. I feel like the hardest thing when transitioning, the hardest thing to deal with is accepting that you're not going to be the best in the room. It's really like there's a lot of high-level wrestlers. There's plenty of wrestlers in the world, a lot that are significantly better than me at wrestling. So why am I capable of transitioning to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with more success than those wrestlers? I take the ego out of it, I train hard and whatnot, but at the same time, I'm accepting that I'm not going to be immediately good at these type of things. A lot of wrestlers, they come from being the big fish, in their training room. They go to a jiu-jitsu class and they get tapped out by a blue belt, 120-pound female. And they're like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. That happens to me. And then I'm like, okay, fuck, like, how can I fix this? Problem solving. So yeah, I would say being capable of leaving your ego out of it and just accepting that you're not going to be the best in the room immediately. What do you think?
So I agree 100%. That was like a mental side of transitioning from wrestling to jiu-jitsu. So I'll touch on a more physical side, like technical wise. The hardest part for me personally was number one, leg locks. Because every position in jiu-jitsu is somewhat familiar, even in wrestling. Like someone puts you in a front headlock to go for guillotines. Oh, that's a move in wrestling. That's position. Someone's on my back. That's wrestling. Blah, 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 this and that. But someone has their full body wrapped around my leg, trying to grab my foot, and we're both on our back. This isn't too familiar position. You really get into jiu-jitsu a lot. I mean, in wrestling a lot. So, number one, leg locks were the biggest problem for me when I first came in. Now I'm actually pretty decent at leg locks. And then I'd say just shots that feel so natural to wrestlers, but yet get you in danger in jiu-jitsu is another hard transition to like, okay, I'm so used to doing a shot this way, but now I need to my whole life I've been told to do a shot this way and that this way is wrong, but now the way that's wrong is actually better in jiu-jitsu. It's kind of breaking habits you have of like, this is the way you do a shot, and being able to adjust depending on different dangers and threats that are in jiu-jitsu.
Yep. This topic kind of reminded me of a story I wanted to tell quickly. I was training in North Jersey wrestling back when I first started jiu-jitsu. I was training in North Jersey very rarely, but I was training with Reese Humphrey. You know Reese Humphrey? I would train at his I would train at his gym, not train at Princeton, but they had like a NJ, like some sort of organization.
RTC program?
Something like that, yeah. I would train with them, and they would fuck me up. Obviously, it's wrestling, and they're a collegiate level wrestlers. I am not at that level. With that being said, the last time, or one of the last times I went in there to train, I started doing Imanari rolls. So I'm wrestling. I'll get into a low stance, almost on my knees, and I'll boom, Imanari roll, and I would wrestle up off of the Imanari roll. So no one was sticking me on my back, and I was just wrestling up pretty much.
Yeah.
I was fucking people up that day. Yeah.
They're just like, what the hell is this?
They have no, I mean, yeah, they don't experience stuff like that often, so it's like kind of throwing them off. That was the only chance of hope I had in that room, because I was not at their level at all. That was a good time. The training over there is fucking awesome. Yeah. Reese is a killer. Someone said, do another video game. Guys, if you enjoy those video game playthroughs, let us know what other games we should play, right? Let us know if we should continue playing Trials. If you guys get bored of that, we're all ears. We are all ears. How do you quit the candy addiction? I quit my candy addiction by...
I didn't.
I didn't. Well, I replaced it focusing on more stuff like this, right? Like maybe I can't have, well, one, just really wanting a healthy lifestyle, right? I try to have, natural things. With that being said, this is natural candy. It's just dried mango. There's no additives. Ingredients is dried mangoes. That's all. You want to finish this off?
Is there more?
I think like one more. Okay. But I snack on things like that as opposed to eating a fucking bag of candy every day. Thank you.
So it's replacing it with something that's like can kind of give you that feel like you're eating a sweet snack, but it's more natural.
Exactly.
Like would honey be a good example? Like having some honey?
For sure.
Bro, I saw an article on like just honey in general. It's like a superfood.
All natural food is pretty much a superfood compared to
They found
fucking
honey
artificial
in
bullshit.
pots of Egyptian pyramids that are you could eat right out the pot.
What?
It didn't grow no mold, didn't go bad, nothing.
How they know it didn't go bad? Did anyone eat it and not die?
Yeah, they tested it. Yeah, and they ran tests on it and found no mold in it, nothing.
Wow.
Completely fine.
Interesting.
And they're like, I'm not going to go on about all the facts. I don't remember them exactly, but there were some facts that were like why it doesn't grow mold, what it does for the body, what it does for the heart, how it's made, and that like bees, when they make honeycombs, you know why a honeycomb is shaped the way it is, like the little pockets and stuff?
Well, to hold the honey.
Well, you know like why it forms that way?
Why?
Sound frequencies.
Really?
Yes. Like
wow.
the sound. Someone in the video, it says sound frequencies from the bees flapping wings create that pattern.
Wow.
And then someone corrected and said that like the video is kind of right. That's more of like this, the pressure of the sound frequencies are what make the shape. But regardless, it has to do with sound.
Interesting.
And I was like, Jesus Christ,
that's
dude.
wild.
And you're telling me there's no God? Like, holy cow, why is that so just specific?
Yeah.
You know?
Like perfect.
It's like perfect. Yeah. It's just like, holy cow.
Yeah, that is gnarly. Like, yeah, that's weird.
Gnarly, yeah.
What were we talking about before the honey? Oh, natural. Yeah. Candy addiction. Eating things like that, things like dried fruit, more fruit in general. but also just like wanting to feel better throughout the day, right? Also focusing on performance as well, you know. I have a pretty consistent diet nowadays, as opposed to before. It was like train. Sometimes I would eat right away. Sometimes I would wait hours after training to eat. I would snack on candy, whatever the fuck. And now it's like, okay, train, have a specific meal, have, you know, fruit, lift, have another meal, protein shake, stuff like that. So it's like, it's a lot more like monitored, or at least I keep track of what I'm eating now. And I feel a lot better. I don't feel like eating candy every day. I felt like lightheaded and fucking, it was just not good.
Yeah.
It was not good. Processed stuff is so bad for you. And it's crazy that like,
that's allowed to be put on shelves
it's
of
allowed
stores.
That's absurd.
Crazy.
Absurd.
I have one thing to add to that too. If you're someone who's watching right now who's trying to get rid of a candy addiction or drug addiction, alcohol addiction, whatever it may be, don't be stupid. You're human. You're normal. So don't always try and be that tough guy that's like, oh, I'm going to go cold turkey because you hear someone else do it, or because someone was like, yeah, I quit candy yesterday. I haven't done it since. They could be lying. It could have been way more of a struggle for them than they want to admit. So do it at your own pace, okay? Don't just go, all right, well, starting tomorrow, I'm only going to eat natural fruits and not eat candy. You're going to get burnt out super quick, and you're going to go back to doing drugs or candy, and you're never going to do anything again about it. Start off just, okay, if I eat candy 4 times a week, let me cut it down to 3. Then let me cut it down to 2. Let me cut it down to 1. Baby steps. That's how you have to do a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure. That's still like, I still have, you know, fucking very rarely nowadays, because I truly do enjoy shit like, you know, the dry mangoes and whatnot. But you know, I'll have like on Halloween, I was feeling frisky. I had a Snickers.
A little different though, because of how often you work out, and how often you're burning calories.
Yeah.
Sugar is one of like the main things you use as energy.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that goes. So
but honestly,
that shit.
Even aside from like calories and getting fat and whatnot, I just want to feel good. Like, I just want to feel like my energy levels to be consistent all the way throughout the day. I fucking hate like up and down. It's very like annoying to me. I don't drink coffee. I don't do anything. Oh my God. Speaking of such a natural lifestyle, God, I don't know if I should say it on the podcast.
Say it.
There's a person in the gym that you think is not natural.
Okay.
And his testosterone was very, very low.
That's a sign of not being natural.
That's exactly what I was expecting you to say.
It's been proven.
Yeah. But, dude, he's natural. He's natural.
Brother, if you have a 6-pack, bulging muscles, and you're deadlifting, however, if you're some super, super strong guy, you're deadlifting 600 pounds, and you're training 20 times a week, and you get your test levels tested, and they're like below what they're supposed to be, you're on something. There's no way you're doing that at levels that low. Come on.
People say this, but you could be like, your testosterone is never the same, right? Your testosterone is constantly fluctuating throughout the day.
Then why is your body and strength never fluctuating?
Of course it does.
Why is it always feel like that? Like these people who are on stuff, they're at their peak always.
I mean,
if your testosterone dips that low where it's below that line, where it's like, hey, you got to get on something.
When you're on testosterone, you have that testosterone is usually like a base thing. So if you're taking something to have 1,000, what's even the rating? 1,000 testosterone.
I think the average, like a good number to have, is between like 500 and 1,000.
But
such a big range is kind of stupid.
Okay, so say you have you're taking something to keep you at a baseline of 1,000 testosterone. Mm-hmm. Their baseline is that, so they never go down. They can only go up from there because they have that testosterone. That's why they always feels like they're peaking. Right? So that it's always like testosterone alone is like always a baseline.
I just knew this influencer who you find as an Instagram fitness guy who like sold lifting programs, always claimed he wasn't on anything, and one day he like, to prove he's not on anything, he went and got his tested and it was like low. He's like, see, I have low test, blah blah. Long story short, about a year later he gets caught. He's on steroids. And so I was like reading the comments and stuff, and someone was like, yeah, that's a pretty tall tale sign when like the dude looks like he's a Greek god, this influencer, but his test levels are this low. Like that doesn't make sense.
I get what you're saying. It doesn't make sense. But I hear this all the time where people are fucking shredded out of their minds, and they're big and they're shredded. And like there's another influencer, I'm forgetting his name. He came out on the Simple Men podcast like a year ago or something. Just an influencer guy. He came on and he got his testosterone like tested, or his blood work tested, and it was like sub 100. And he was fucking yoked.
He's on stuff.
He was yoked in the
he's
photos.
On stuff.
He's not.
If it's literally like science. If you look up, look this up, if your test levels are below like 300, 350, you're like dying. It's like supposed to be bad. Like, hey, how are you getting up out of the bed in the morning? Like, you shouldn't even be able to. Like, you should be feeling like you're fucking dead every day. This is so bad. And you have people who have those levels and be like, oh yeah, I squat 800 pounds yesterday. It's like, what? What? Where is this strength coming from? Where is this recovery coming from? Because your test levels are in the dirt, brother.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's one thing that kind of raises a red flag to me.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I agree.
It makes sense.
I agree. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I'd have to look more into this. I don't know who you're talking. I don't know who you're talking about. I could probably guess 3 or 4 people of who you're probably talking about. But I don't know for sure. I don't care who they are. I obviously have to see them. If they are someone who's lifting crazy amounts of weight and this and that, and they're saying their test levels are 300, that's hard for me to believe.
It is hard to believe.
Yeah.
There's also there's a lot of factors that they say, oh, when you go to get your blood work done, you're not supposed to train for or do anything for 3 days.
That's true. I'm not saying that. That's a good point.
What if I said they didn't train? What if I told you they didn't train for those 3 days?
Then their test should be higher.
Yes.
So this person didn't train for 3 days and their test was still, then they're on shit.
I don't think so.
Bro, they gotta be on, dude. There is no way.
I can feel him. He feels natural.
3 days of fresh sleep. This person lift weights. He's strong.
Strong guy.
Strong man. Gym weights. So if someone's lifting, let's say you're just lifting over 340 pounds in deadlifts, blah blah, and you get 3 days of perfect sleep, rest. You go get your test tested. And they're like, brother, something's wrong with you. Like you're subpar of a woman's test. Where's your tits? Where's your fat deposits? Why are you getting close to test levels of a woman, but yet you look like a Greek god?
The thing is, I circle back to this. I feel like I see so many guys, they get super fucking shredded and they look massive. They look good. They get shredded and their test just drops.
Training a lot is supposed to drop your
I would
test.
assume so. And any sort of strenuous activity, I would assume drops your testosterone.
Yeah, they said if you're constantly training and you're not resting, that does lower your test. So that could be the case too. If this person's constantly training, your test could be lower that day. But after a few days, you're supposed to just rest, sleep. They said sleep.
It should bounce back.
Yeah, it should bounce back. It adjusts pretty quickly.
I don't know.
So that's just weird. I find that so hard to. But what do y'all think? Y'all probably know more. There's some of y'all out there who know more than what I do. But from what I've read and seen, that should not be. The Rotolo brothers did the same thing.
You don't think they're natural?
Them, I don't know. I'd have to feel them.
I'd have to feel them.
I'd have to feel their touch. But they came out on Instagram and they posted, look, my test levels are 300. And there was this guy in the group chat. He's like, hey, I'm a doctor, blah, blah, blah. This is for a world-class athlete, for the way you perform and train, this is impossible according to data and science. The fact that their test levels are in 300s. It was 300. And they're like, the guy was like, this is a tall tale sign that you're on your like PCT cycle or something. Like when you come off and you like take these other drugs to make sure like your hormones will get out of whack and then you get back on another cycle. He's like, this is a tall tale sign that like that's what you're doing right now. He's like, you kind of just shot yourself in the foot. And ever since I read that comment, I was like, let me look into more into this. And a lot of people are saying the same. A lot of articles are saying the same thing. Like if a world-class athlete, he's out there beating grown men's ass on the regular every day. If his test levels are 300, that's a little suspicious.
So what do you think my testosterone level is?
I would assume it would have to be around average or above.
I have no clue. I feel like mine would be low.
But like that's what I'm afraid mine would be too, only because of I have seen and have read that people who train a lot and don't rest, their test levels will be lower.
It drops, yeah.
It does drop. So it would have to be like you don't train, lift, do nothing, and you eat really good food for about a week, and then you'll get your test tested and see what your levels are. That would be the best way to do it, to like, okay, I've had the rest, I've been eating good, my body's not broken down, it's healed up. What are my test levels?
Yeah.
I'd hope mine were about 2,000. If we ain't 2,000, I'll be pissed. Oh, God.
All right. What else is going on here in these questions? People are ruthless. Dick moves you hit in training that aren't really dick moves.
Wow, he just posted a video of me of doing one to me.
What I do? Oh, The Exorcist. Okay, okay, yeah. I guess that's a dick move. Yeah,
it isn't a dick move to me, but I would assume to most people it is.
Yeah, but I feel like most of the stuff that we do in B-Team is, well, one, if the guy's doing a dick move to you and you can't stop it, brother, that's on you. That's on you.
No. It's not on me. It's not on me. I'm just not strong enough. Test level's too low. Like smothering the face.
Smothering.
Like smothering, like mother's milk. That could be considered. It's not dick move. It's just embarrassing.
I don't.
You can't mix embarrassing with dick move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
The Exorcist. I guess that's a dick move.
Was I the first person?
Twister.
You hit that one? Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
I didn't even submit you with that.
Well, I didn't even know what it was. It wasn't like anything crazy to like tap, 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 tap. It was just like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I felt some pressure in my back.
Start elevating.
Yeah, I was just like, why did he just give me a boner? What's going on? Oh,
JayRod.
Oh, God.
Fuck. What else? Dick moves that aren't really dick moves. I said Twister.
Buggy choke.
Buggy choke. Yeah.
The way you do buggy chokes could be considered dick moves because you do them in positions where like no one else will do them from.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh.
I like the punch buggy.
Yeah, like most buggy chokes are from bottom. Like, oh, Jay's on top of me, I'm fine. And the next thing you know, you're in a buggy choke on bottom.
Yeah.
You're like, what? This is a dick move.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel like there's the move where I'm on the guy's back and I start pulling their arm behind them.
Oh, yeah. You just tapped. I saw you tap, was it Ethan? Like recently.
Probably.
It was like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And he was just like, what the hell was that?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He was just like,
that we're doing backgrounds and I rubbed his nipple.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, he reaches up.
Yeah.
Like, that was so clever. That's like some chess move stuff, dude.
Like, I'm kind of good sometimes.
So he's admitting how much of a dick he is. I pinched his nipple, and as he reached for it, I catch his arm and so hit him.
I do a lot of fucked up shit, I guess. But at B-Team, it's
all fun and games.
It's all fun and games at B-Team.
And sometimes you learn, literally, that nipple thing. I'm like, hey, fuck. If I'm losing a match, I'm like, fucking.
Yeah,
gotcha.
There's good stuff. If you can submit someone with it, it's a real fucking move. It's whether it's a dick move or not.
Yeah,
use that shit.
I agree.
Have
you ever gotten your test levels tested before?
Dude,
I'm scared too.
I just let Nicky Rod do all his blood work.
Scared.
Me and Nicky Rod have pretty much the same diet and stuff like that. We have the same genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever his blood work is, mine's probably a little worse.
So to get your test tested, you have to do like blood work.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you everything, like if your heart's about to explode or not, like your cholesterol level, all that stuff. They'll tell you all that same stuff that day. That's scary.
Yeah. And Nick's got high cholesterol.
That's the only thing I'm scared about is like either A, getting my test levels tested. I'm like, fuck, I'm a woman. 2, or getting it tested and like, oh, your test levels are fine, but by the way, you have like a heart condition and you're dead in 10 years. I'm just like, fuck, I did not want to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know.
But I guess if you don't know it, if you do know it, you can maybe change it.
I'm taking this as ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, right?
Because it's like,
you kidding me? My test is freaking 900.
Yeah,
but I don't need to get tested.
What about your cholesterol? What about your cholesterol? People are like, oh, your cholesterol is high. You're going to fucking die of heart attack. And then there's people that argue that. And people are like, oh, well, this type of cholesterol is one thing, but this isn't a bad indicator.
That's why sometimes I'm like, man, if I feel good, then I am good. You know what
Pretty
I mean?
much,
like,
dude. Pretty much. That's how I'm taking it. It's like, I eat clean to the best of my ability. I fucking hydrate properly. I don't fucking abuse drugs. I don't party. I don't drink.
Yep.
Like, bro, I'm living a pretty healthy lifestyle. If I'm going to die from having high cholesterol, then so be it. At that point,
it's like, damn, what else I have to do at that
what
point?
What else can I do? Really, what else can I do?
Could be a genetic makeup, though.
Absolutely. My grandpa, given he was on a fuck ton. He just passed away like this past year. He was on a fuck ton of medicine for like cholesterol and all that blood work stuff. And they're telling him he was so old we lost track of how old he was. He was so old we lost track of how old he was.
Papa, how old are you?
I never spoke to him.
You told he spoke Spanish?
Only spoke Spanish, so I couldn't speak to him. He was pretty fucking old.
That's kind of funny. Don't know how old he is.
Can't speak to him.
Can't speak to him. Fucking. I should be laughing. That's bad.
Point is, terrible. Like lifestyle wise, like he ate fucking. They're like, oh, you gotta stop eating. Spanish rice. And he's like, tell the doctor, like, fuck you. I'm eating rice.
And you said he lived to be pretty old, right?
Bro, he was old as fuck. And he didn't die from the blood work stuff. He passed away from some other,
causes.
From an incident.
Yeah.
But there's nothing completely unrelated to the blood work stuff. So,
see, dude, that's why it's like you really don't know. Because, I heard Dana White talking about how he doesn't believe in, like, medicine. Like, he believes in, like, there's stuff you can eat that will have different effects of like what you're trying to accomplish, stuff like that.
It starts at your fucking diet and your sleep.
It does. Dude.
Starts
it's so crucial. And actually, there's a topic I want to get on today about something I discovered. It's pretty interesting. But the only thing that scares me though is I do know people personally. I've heard of many stories, but there's one person personally. One of my friends in college, his girlfriend. They were together for 8 years. She went to bed one night, never woke up. And she was a college soccer player, super healthy, super smart. I want to say didn't do drugs and stuff, but I don't know their personal life. As far as I know, no. Yeah. And went to bed one night, never woke up. And the doctors was like, everyone was just like, we don't know what happened.
Really?
Like, and a lot of people within this person's family was assuming that because she's got jabbed with a bunch of like COVID stuff.
I was just about to.
And then just a month later.
We gotta fucking cut out that V word.
Yeah, yeah.
No, literally, the Simple Men. Yeah, the Simple Men didn't they get flagged? Simple Men.
Oh, wow.
Got flagged for that.
Well, this person died right after taking it.
It's crazy.
But yeah, so that's crazy. Stuff like that concerns me. I'm like, man, I could think I'm healthy and then just dead.
Yep. With that being said, you gotta live every day like it's your fucking last.
Yep.
As cliche as it is, gotta get busy living.
Get busy living.
Get busy living.
There were some more questions. These are good questions, guys, by the way. Good questions.
Does it clap?
Does it clap? Mine does. I got a dump truck.
Dude, yes you do.
Yes. See?
Dude, he walked in today with his fucking booty shorts on.
Mm-hmm. And it was clapping.
It was clapping. Not me. I heard him walking up to the door.
I don't have to ring the doorbell anymore. Jason from Hawaii said, has the creatine been helping? Honestly,
I can't tell the fucking difference.
Well, no, until I get my test levels tested.
I
can't tell the difference, really.
Can you?
I could tell when I first started taking creatine.
How do you feel?
Well, it was a while ago when I first started taking creatine.
So how do you feel? How did you feel the change?
I felt stronger.
Really, you feel stronger taking creatine?
Yeah, I felt stronger.
Wow.
All my lifts went. It could have been placebo, but regardless, that's still working.
Yeah.
All my lifts went up by quite a bit as far as weight, and I put on about 10 pounds.
Wow! Holy shit!
Not of muscle,
but still,
it was a mixture.
Holding water in.
Yeah, it was a mixture of water and muscle because
Yeah.
I was stronger, so I was lifting heavier.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what creatine does. It helps your muscles keep water in, so you have more like endurance.
I wrestled 141 in college. I never took creatine until I stopped wrestling in college, and the biggest I could walk around at was about 158. Is where I'd kind of get to. Once I stopped wrestling, granted, I did eat more and lift more, but I got on creatine, and that was the only time in my life that I ever went from walking around 158 to walking around like 170. When I started getting on creatine.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gained any weight.
Really?
Yeah. How much do you take a day? One scoop?
It's 5 grams.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do 10.
Fuck it. Dude, I was taking 10, I would get gnarly headaches.
Really?
I drink a gallon a day, and it was
Not
giving me
drinking enough
headaches. I
water.
was like, fuck that. I'm drinking a gallon a day. I was like, fuck that. I'll do 5
It also
grams.
depends what type of creatine you're taking too.
I was taking the ATH stuff, the ATH.
Okay, because I know you have like a monohydrate that like really makes you hold a lot of water, and then you have. I was taking this creatine. I might go back to it because I switched like a month ago. I was taking a creatine that was glutamine and lysine blend, and only 2.5 grams of creatine. So it was smaller creatine, but higher in something called glutamine and I think it was called lysine something. But it's basically like the building blocks of creatine or something that helps build muscle and recovery. And when I was taking that, I felt really good.
Interesting.
So there's different forms.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I take it every day. Can't really tell the difference. I can tell the difference with the electrolytes that I take. I feel great. I take electrolytes and creatine right after I train jiu-jitsu, and that kind of like levels me out.
There's a new study that just came out about creatine this year.
Saying what?
About how much it helps like brain power.
Oh yeah, pretty much there's
like thinking, remembering.
Creatine is like the most studied supplement in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like as of right now, there's pretty much not many downsides. To
I like how it has good brain effects too.
Yeah.
Of like just having because apparently your brain, however much creatine you have in your body stores a little piece of it for your brain to use. So it's like it's kind of the brain sometimes uses energy. So if you have more creatine in your system, the brain can like use it more often.
Someone said Trump won. What's one thing you want him to change?
Oh
about the US?
That's one of my topics today. Was like the president was elected today. It's kind of a big deal.
Some thoughts on election results. Who you vote for? I didn't vote. Trump won. What's one thing you want? I don't really care. I don't really care. I didn't vote because not because I'm lazy, but because I
didn't vote because I'm lazy.
Oh, really?
I have a bad. I won't consider it bad, but other people would consider it bad. Like I have a bad view of
politics.
No, just like my view doesn't matter. Like, what's my one view? Is it really going to make a difference? I'm not going to go out and vote. You know what I mean?
I think that's the whole, like, for the people that don't vote, that's a big chunk of those people. Like, they have that mindset.
Yeah.
But I didn't vote not because of that, but because I don't think, not that I don't think my opinion matters, I don't think that matters to me. Like, it's just the economy is going to be whatever it is, whatnot, and I'm here going with the flow,
you'll just adjust to whatever happens.
Yeah.
I'm a little different in the fact that I do care, but not to the extent of I see other people caring, because half of me is like that, where I'm like, all right, at the end of the day, whoever wins and whatever happens, I'll adjust. Like, taxes will be more. Okay, well, I'd like for it to be less, but if that ever happens and it's more, I guess I'll just make more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, or I have to, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like it'll always adjust. That's why I don't care too much.
Yep.
So I'm like half and half on that.
Yeah. So I did not vote. I do see a lot, like I feel like a big chunk of jiu-jitsu is Republican.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, I mean, the numbers showed it, the majority. A lot of people voted Republican this go around. And I saw a lot of stories of jiu-jitsu people being like, oh, like, I'm glad Trump won or whatever.
Someone said that as jiu-jitsu people were talking. I wasn't talking about. I was listening to the conversation. Mm-hmm. They're talking about, like, why do you think majority of grapplers are Republican? It's because they know what hard work is. And I was like, what? That just sounds like some fucking like.
It sounds so. Just
I don't know. I feel like that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of people that work hard that aren't capable of making as much money and whatnot.
I think you had more people talking about Republican this go around. You had people who didn't even like Trump as much, but still voted Republican only because they're like, I want more money. Like inflation's through the roof. Gas prices are through the roof. Freaking housing is through the roof. I saw quite a few people being like, I'm not the biggest fan of Trump, but hey, if I'll have more money with him in office and these numbers will go down, then hell, I'm for it. Like, that's what I saw.
Do you find being a professional athlete helps or hinders you in dating? That doesn't really affect you.
Yeah, doesn't really affect me, but throughout my whole life, being an athlete in general and being a high level athlete has helped me.
You think it's helped you?
Yeah. Indirectly and directly.
Why?
Who doesn't like a stud, baby?
Aesthetics.
Stud.
So, yeah, but you're saying
I think so indirectly being an athlete has made me always look good, always be in shape, carry myself with confidence.
That's what I was gonna say.
Stuff like that. Being an athlete has made me be able to have a lot of confidence in myself, and women can sense when a man has confidence and when he doesn't. And I think it's a very attractive trait to women when a man's very confident about himself. And being an athlete has indirectly caused me to be that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not that I interact with women much. I feel like confidence has been the main thing for a lot of things, for just my entire life, but also I guess just like when I was single, interacting with women, my ability to do so. I was more comfortable when I got better at jiu-jitsu, or when I got better at jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Also more comfortable with myself. Like before, in like middle school, high school, I was like growing up, and I was like. Kind of always wanted to you just want to fit in, or like just want to fit in. And then time goes by, I mature a bit, I get good at jiu-jitsu, and I'm like that confidence of just like you walk into a building, I'm like, I could kill all of you.
Yeah. It's just
I don't really care what I wear.
Yeah, like I'm the shit kind of thing.
Yeah. I guess that's a bad view. Is that a bad view?
It's bad and good, because I think everyone should think that way about themselves. I think you should always feel.
Absolutely.
And back to being a hindrance or not with like dating and stuff is, I feel like women view men, like men are viewed with their value as far as like what are they capable of? Like, what can they do? Or what have they done? So, like, women, when guys see women, it's like, oh, are you pretty? And then once you acknowledge if they're pretty or not, maybe you start to get to know them and you like their personality, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But most women, if they look at a man, I mean, men in general aren't the most attractive things on the earth in general. Even the best looking guy compared to other things. But if you're like a professional athlete, it's like, oh, he's capable. Like he's, he wins stuff. He's done. Yeah, he's able-bodied. So I think that also directly being an athlete is something that women could look at and be like, oh, he's capable.
I agree.
Athletic. Yeah. So.
I feel like I also have to put in that I am comfortable with wearing crop tops in public because
Exactly.
I can kill.
I can armbar you, so I'm comfortable acting gay.
Yeah, pretty much. I can wear stuff that's like, this is like, is that gay? Mm-hmm. It's kind of gay. And then it's kind of gay, dude.
That was a Shane Gillis freaking mannerism there. He's like, kind of gay.
But yeah, I'm comfortable with wearing that stuff now because I don't care.
Yeah.
I can kill it.
I think with gaining confidence too, which I think also the attractive trait with men who gain a lot of confidence is they can also admit when they have shortcomings as well, which is very hard for people, especially men, to admit they have shortcomings when they're insecure. But when you're confident, it's easy for you to be like, yeah, I don't do that, but I should be. Or, oh, I need to be better at that because I'm not. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a trait that I think I've gotten from being an athlete is I've been humbled and I'm okay saying I'm not good at things. I need to get better.
Amen. Last like one or two things. Mm-hmm. Austin Senos.
Mm-hmm.
He says, how many fish are you down today? Well, I guess update on the fish. They're all dead. I don't know if you guys tuned into the last podcast, but they have all been eliminated. All 6
They
fish.
lost the Hunger Games.
They've all succumbed to the
circle of life.
The circle of life, yeah. That is that tank.
The tank.
And then last thing, someone said hairline tips. Don't ask me, bro.
Don't ask me. I've been wanting to shave my head. Like
bald.
Not bald, but like kind of like what Kieran does. Like that short. That shit. But I don't know if my hairline can take it. But sometimes that's a look. Sometimes the look when you have short hair, but it's like a, you know what I mean? It's more like this than like this, you know?
For sure.
Sometimes that's a look.
Yeah.
I think I might have the goatee and facial hair to go with it.
Well, when I think of that, I think of Kieran and I think of Matej Szczecinski.
Yeah.
That's a scary motherfucker.
Just scary motherfucker when you shake his head, yeah.
He is, that's a fucking, and like it looks intimidating, but he's also fucking like one of the most dangerous grapplers. Mm-hmm. Like if he gets a submission on you, it's most likely being broken.
Yeah.
Like immediately. So it's like, that's a scary fucking guy.
There will be signs when I get on steroids. There will be signs.
Receding hairline.
And one of them will be my head shaved. I'm just going to go into that winter arc.
Yes.
Where my head shaved. I'm going to try and look as scary as possible. I'm just going to start breaking bones. There will be signs.
Fuck. Well, do you have any other things that you wanted to go over?
Yes, I did. Let's see what time is it. Okay, we got a bit of time. So I did want to go over the presidential thing, but we kind of already touched on that. So have you heard of something called hope molecules?
No.
Okay. So I saw this video, and after watching the video, I went and looked it up. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce the real word for the molecules, but if you go search up hope molecules, the actual word will come up. But there's a new study found within the last decade that when you do any form of exercise, or really it's contracting of the muscles, like a certain amount of contracting of the muscles releases these proteins into your bloodstream. That they did a bunch of studies been on it, and they found out through a lot of study that the effect it has on the brain when these proteins get pushed into your bloodstream, and it cures side effects of depression, cures side effects of trauma, cures your ability to withstand stress. Basically, all these compounds that some people probably taking medicine for.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is fucking work out.
Yeah.
Like, name me how many times I've felt kind of sluggish some days, whatever, and I've gone to practice, I've worked out, and I feel great afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm ready to travel the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, So I came to a realization of like, man, there's days where I'm not perfect. I think I'm very, very strong-willed, and I'm really good when it comes to stuff. And even me, there's days where I won't lift when I should have, or I won't go to practice when I should have. Very rare, but rarely do I do that because I simply just felt bad that day.
Yeah.
Most of the time it has to do with like, oh, my body needs to heal or something like that. But it's very rare, but does happen of like, oh, I just don't feel like it today. You know what I mean? That's super rare. But I found out with like reading about these hope molecules is like, that's probably when you should go to practice. And actually the day where you feel really good and you're like, man, I feel good today. That's probably the day you should probably go spend time with your family. And then the day you actually feel like shit is the day you should, I feel like shit. Let me actually go ride my bike today instead of going to practice. I guess it's still a form of exercise, or let me watch my TV show today instead of going to practice. When you feel like shit, that's actually probably the most important time for you to go do an exercise. Yeah. And when you feel good and it's nice weather outside, hell, it's probably better off to go do something outside that day than it is do an exercise. I don't know. I was having that thought of just like, you know, when you don't feel like doing it, it's probably when you should do it.
Yeah, I don't know how backed what I'm about to say is, but heard on Joe Rogan. Pretty much that I feel like they were talking about that exact thing, like specifically with how working out affected like people with depression. There's some study that they were talking about. Joe was talking about that with someone, but yeah, they were pretty much just saying the exact same thing. Like, yeah, when you feel like shit, you should probably work out, and usually I
use depression lightly, by the way, because I don't believe depression exists.
I think depression exists, but you have to go through something. Like, I understand stuff like that.
I saw a video that made me. I never believed in depression, but I never really could. I could never really fully explain why that was. I was just kind of like, yeah, just look at the surface level. I don't think it exists. Then I saw a video that I was like, wow, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
No. I saw this video of this. He's a therapist, and he was like, "There's only three." He either said 3 or 4. There's only 4 emotions a human can go through, and it's like sad, glad, and then it's like there's 2 more that are mad. There's 3 that are like negative emotions. There's only 1 positive. Only one positive was glad.
Sad, glad, mad. The last one was
fear.
Yeah.
It was fear,
and it's just extremes of.
Yes, depression. They looked at it. It was either depression or anxiety. He might have been talking about anxiety actually, but he said that like depression is the same thing, of where it's like depression, anxiety. It all stems from these 4 emotions. Like, so like, depression or anxiety isn't an emotion; it's an effect of one of these 4 emotions are super heightened. So he's like, if you have anxiety, here's anxiety medicine. No. Anxiety doesn't exist. If you look at like the science behind that, people feel anxiety when the fear emotion is super heightened. So he's like, if they're anxiety, then they're fearful of something, right? It's fear. It's not anxiety, it's fear. And then he's like, if you're depressed, depression isn't real. It's sad. The emotion sadness is heightened for some reason. What are you sad about? Let's address that. Let's not just give you medicine and say, oh, this is going to cure your depression. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're sad. What are you sad about? Well, okay. Well, I go out and party every day. I drink and I act like I enjoy it, but I really don't. And I can't change it. So deep down inside, I feel really, really sad. Oh, then that's the problem. Let's fix that. So that's when I started to really think like, okay, I don't think that they exist. They exist, but not in the way that people think they do. They're not their own separate emotion. You know what I mean?
You know what I think?
What? I'm full of shit.
I think you're gonna get chewed up in the comments for this.
Yes, I will be chewed up, but I'm okay being chewed up if it means that I think if you listen to me, you have a better life. So.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely... You
don't have to listen to me either.
I definitely...
I have no backing to prove any of what I'm saying besides I read it online, so I could be talking out of my ass.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. I feel I'm not the one doing the research, so I feel like a lot of it is also just like he said, she said.
True.
Fucking hoopla.
True.
You know how much of it is actually backed? From me, zero. I've never read a fucking article in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all Joe Rogan experience.
So read my article.
Yeah.
This guy seemed to know what he was talking about. He's a doctor. He studies psychology. And I was scrolling through a lot of his Instagram page. I didn't even follow this guy. His reel just popped up. And a lot of his videos, I was like, okay, this guy seems kind of know what he's talking about. He seems pretty, and I think very logically. So with what he's saying, it makes sense. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Like, okay, you're really fearful, but if your fear emotion's super high, then it starts causing you to get anxiety, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you're not getting anxiety. You're just super fearful.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's causing this sub-emotion to come about from it. So it made sense to me, but he could be wrong.
He could be wrong.
He could be wrong.
He could be wrong.
Yep.
He also could be very right.
Yep. That's for y'all to decide.
That's
why we're all entitled to our own opinion. You can choose whether he's right or wrong.
Amen. I guess we'll wrap her up. The supplementer is probably waiting for us to get out their fucking chairs.
Get out their studio.
With that being said, thank you everyone for tuning into the Dawg House Podcast. As always, please support the sponsor that supports the dogs, right? Caulibuds, they make magnets for your ears. You drain your cauliflower ear, put these magnets on, and you will your ear will stop filling up with fluid, so you'll be good to go on those chicken nugget ears of yours. Fucking eat clean. Don't worry about things you can't control.
Mm-hmm. Do some more dick moves in practice.
Do dick moves in jiu-jitsu. Get busy living.
Get busy living.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.